Okay. Is it recording? I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. So again, I dye my hair red because my roots were growing. So I went back to red color again for those of you that are following my updates. Anyway, what was I saying earlier? I wanted to say something about something that I saw earlier and make a comment, but I'll try to remember about what I wanted to say because right now my mind is like jammed and in blank. So when I remember or try to remember, and you know, I was thinking many things lately about, you know, how to start from zero again after a huge devastation, right? Imagine those people that, I mean, right now, I'm pretty sure some people are going through some stuff, which I don't make fun of anybody, going through hard situations like that. As far as like, natural disasters and stuff like that. But I mean, metaphorically speaking, in general, when people go through things unexpectedly or, and they have to start from zero, again, like these people, that in just in the blink of an eye, they just pretty much, they're so starting from zero after, losing everything pretty much, it's quite of a traumatic, loss, to recover. Because imagine, like people that built something for years, decades, and just to see it just be gone and, you know, in a moment must be hard, And it could be with pretty much anything that we deem value or see value in our lives. Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm saying it right, um but yeah, I was just thinking about that, like but another thing I was thinking is that it depends on the foundation of whatever people have built, right? Because I've seen disasters where, I mean, they were hit like crazy and there were only few left standing from the rest that were smashed. I mean, completely smashed. There were just few of them that were left standing. Yeah, they might have, some hits, but they were still standing. And there's the difference, I think, with those scenarios, metaphorically speaking. Some people can be hit hard. I mean, terribly hard, but yet, even though they might have bruises, all around, they still, so they remain, or, standing still, besides the heats and the waves and the winds and the shaking and, I mean, you name it, right? And you only see that rarely too, those are like, they call it miracles, or, yeah, miracles, that these specific foundations were protected, right? So, so yeah, I don't know why I'm talking about these things with disasters. I mean, not to make, fun of anybody right now. Like I said, it's just came out of the nowhere, just these analogies and metaphors and all that stuff to compare, life issues, circumstances, and how they can correlate with one another. That's all. So yeah, I don't know. Like I said the other day or yesterday, when I think, I just think about many, many things and connect the dots from one story to another story to this story to another story, you know, like a like a circle. But that's how my mind goes pretty much all the time. And sometimes I had to, slow down and speak slow because sometimes I can just speak too fast and I just stumble upon my own words because I have so much in my mind. So sometimes I have to just relax, think, and process and speak. And I think that's, the best way to go in life is to think and sometimes deeply, you know, and then talk, 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 talk. Because, if you're in the heat of the moment without thinking and you just let sometimes silly emotions at times, not saying all the times, but come out, could be a disaster, right? So, yeah, think before you speak. It's always the motto in life. I was laughing because I remember there was this pastor, I think it was a pastor or some type of preacher from a very long time ago. I'm talking about like decades ago, I think. When I was young, there was one preacher from one church that I went to. I think, and it was a Spanish church. But anyway, he would say, or he was preaching. I think he was a guest speaker or something. I don't know. I can't remember. But he was saying, you have to be careful with your tongue. Don't let your tongue be too long like a scarf. Because some people tend to have, problems with their tongue, and that's could be, a good thing or it could be not as. So anyway, so that was the lesson of the story. We have to be careful with our tongues because we don't want to let it be too long like a scarf that can wrap us around in problems we do not want to later have and then regret, right? So think before you speak. That's it. That's the moral of the story or the little analogy. And have a good foundation, you know, where no matter what is unshakable. And that foundation, it's, I guess, found mostly within us, in our minds. How strong our minds is how we're going to be.